All right, so we are getting near the end of Fort Frederick weekend, and I was lucky enough to grab this very awesome musician when he was in between people and crowds and all that stuff. So, so state your name for
Robert Mouland.
Robert Mouland. Okay, and I see you play many, many musical instruments.
9 altogether, but I have 3 with me today.
3. Okay, so what are the instruments that you play?
Oh, goodness. Harpsichord, clavichord, which is a keyboard instrument older than harpsichords, English guitar, Baroque violin, Baroque flute, flageolet, Irish harp, which is wire strung, Irish pipes, union pipes, hurdy-gurdy.
Cool, yes.
Trouble remembering the rest.
Yes.
I didn't keep count.
Oh, okay, but that's a kind of like a good example of all the things that you do. So, so how did you get into playing early music and the early music instruments?
Oh dear. I have been playing Irish fiddle for 40 years.
Ooh,
I came
okay.
up in Philadelphia and was taught by Irish people who basically incorporated the language into what you were doing. They wouldn't teach you unless you did.
Yes.
But I've been a history nut my whole life. I grew up in northern New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
In one town away from where Major Andre was home.
Oh, okay.
So I was always into history.
Yes.
I had been making antique reproduction furniture and just doing music as a hobby on the side, and finally my wife said I was miserable. I was making $1.30 an hour making furniture, even though I was in Early American Life magazine, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. So she said, we're in a position, do what you want to do. So I started doing museums and historic sites, playing. When I'm out in weather like this, these are all reproduction instruments I have with me today. But I have an actual violin from 1760, my English guitars from 1760 to 70, flute from 1790. And I just love being able to present the historical instruments in those types of settings with the actual instruments that were played, as well as music from the time period.
Great.
The glasses I'm wearing are from the 1780s. I have a pocket watch with me from 1773.
Yes.
So I try to use these things and say, there's no reason that they're not still functional nowadays. You can still play the instruments.
Absolutely.
It's very much a living tradition, which is why the transition from traditional Irish music to doing, quote, earlier colonial music was so simple, because a lot of the tunes that people still play today in Irish sessions and folk musicians easily go back to the 18th century unchanged. An example, one of the most popular tunes in Irish tradition is... Haste to the Wedding.
Yes.
Well, what I found is, in researching, it actually was a song from a play called The Elopement from 1760, and has words to it.
Very good.
And in America, it was known as Rural Felicity, which I never could understand. And why would there be such a strange connection?
Right.
Because the chorus goes, "Come see Rural Felicity, which love and innocence ever enjoy."
Okay.
So the fact that that song passed down in the tradition unchanged for 200 plus years, note for note, fascinated me. So once I started looking more and more into that, I just kind of went down the rabbit hole.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because I also do early music as well. And sometimes when you're researching these things, like some of these tunes, like they've been completely reworked, redone, and everything from their original state.
Classical piece I do with Barbara Allen.
Oh, yeah.
The way I learned it in the Irish tradition is, it being late in the year, the green leaves they were falling, when young Johnny rode from the north country, fell in love with Barbara Allen. More research showed that that song, even though it's 400 years old in that tradition and comes in different versions, it's an older medieval story called Deirdre and the Sons of Usna.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the whole thing at the end of out of one grave there grew a red rose, and the other grew a briar. They both twisted around to a true lover's knot, and they remain forever.
Yes.
That's the same thing that you find in that story of Deirdre's lament and the Deirdres and the Sons of Usna.
Yes.
So these traditions go way, way, way back, and that's always what's fascinated me and kept me going all these years.
Yes.
I've been doing this full time as a living now for 25 years.
Great. Oh, I love to hear that. Yes.
the materials and the books that are available now
Mm-hmm.
that you can download. The sources that are available for free would take me 6 lifetimes
Right.
to come up with. And these aren't just the
Yes.
music, these are facsimiles of the original dance books
Right.
that are published with the figures as well.
Ooh,
So you can
yes.
get these all at the International Music Score Library Project.
Nice. Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of things that are available. So
Right.
that's what I love, discovering new tunes.
Yes.
Things like the Vickers manuscript from 1770, which is basically when I started playing, I used to go home and
Right.
write the tunes down in a book that I was remembering because it was all by rote, by memory and passed orally.
Right.
Well, John Vickers did the same thing in 1770. You can download at the Northumbrian site, the Farn site,
Okay.
Northern England, his notebook that he did the exact same thing.
Right.
So a lot of his tunes are things that probably haven't been heard in 200 years until they
Yeah.
became available on the internet.
Oh,
So it's just an
love that.
incredible resource that's available out there nowadays. As well as the instrument, the fiddle I was just playing, is actually a copy of a Guarneri del Gesù sold by the Chinese on eBay.
Right.
And unbelievably affordable.
Yeah.
His flute is a copy of a Jacques Coteterre from 1730, Baroque flute made by Vincent Bernolin
Yes.
in France. So the things that are available to people interested in early music now is just,
Right.
it's endless.
It's
absolutely
endless.
yeah.
Exactly. Oh yes, yes. I mean, we're like living in the age of information here. So it's great for people like us. Absolutely. So, and where can people find you on the internet or
My website is
gigs?
www.wireharp.com.
wireharp.com. Okay.
Because the Irish harp that I play is strung with brass and played with fingernails and has a 1,000-year-old tradition. So the true Irish harp is strung with wires and therefore wireharp.com.
All right. Wireharp.com. And I see you do have CDs.
This
for
is
sale?
just a few of them. I do
Yes.
sell them online. I unfortunately don't sell to Europe anymore because the shipping is so expensive.
Yes. Aw.
Twice as much as the CD costs.
Right. Oh, yes. You'll have to like put it on Amazon, and they can buy it up from you on Amazon, basically, or
Pretty
you know,
much.
yes.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yes. So, and what's next for you? Do you like gig-wise? Do you do a lot of these shows?
As much as I can.
Yes.
I'm at Pottsgrove Manor in Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Good.
I think the next one after that is Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. I've got a few local events for me. Then the 4th of July weekend, I'll be at the Westmoreland Arts and Heritage Festival out
Great.
near
Oh,
Latrobe.
good.
Or is it
Good.
Latrobe, depending on
Latrobe,
who you talk to.
Latrobe. Yeah. It's, depending on who you talk to. So.
Which is a really fun event. It's
Good.
at Twin Lakes Park. It's a really nice art show, music and entertainment. It's a really, really fun event for me. I love doing that one.
Awesome. Yes. Well, I'm always happy to see fellow early musicians out and about and doing their thing. And
Also later in the year, I play at Mount Vernon in Virginia. And during Christmas, I get to play in the mansion.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
What a
It's-
great gig.
To somebody
Yes.
that loves history, there's nothing better than not only sitting in George Washington's house, but as I'm playing, I'm looking at the key to the Bastille.
That is amazing.
So
Oh,
that's
yes.
a really, really fun event.
Yes, what a great gig, definitely. So, right, well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure
pleasure.
talking to you. Yes, and enjoy the last couple hours of Fort Frederick.
Any day here that's dry is a good day.
Oh, yeah. Anybody who's been to Fort Frederick for at least a few years could probably attest to that. So, all right, well, thank you very much.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, you too.